everybody, welcome to the Nerd Cave Cymru. This is the first episode of the rebooted YouTube channel. Things are going to get a bit different. I'm going to mix things up a little bit. So we're going to be having not only toy reviews, of which I have many to review, but also going to have a look at some movies and Doctor Who's again when that starts on the 19th of September. Let's get this done, let's get this started. As you may have gathered from the title, we're going to be having a look at Transformers. We're going to be having a look at Micromasters, because what's not to love about Micromasters? For those of you who don't know, for those of you who aren't aware, Micromasters are a Generation 1 product from around the late 80s, early 90s. Basically, a company called Galoob had brought out something called Micro Machines. Go check it out on YouTube. They actually used John Machita Jr. as their spokesperson. And they were little tiny cars, like Matchbox cars, but smaller. And Hasbro thought, we'll have a bit of that action, and made tiny little weenie Transformers that were much maligned because of their basic transformations, although I don't know what people are expecting with toys as small as that. I don't suppose Hasbro can win, but I liked them at the time. I thought they were great little toys and I had a lot of them, and then I sort of lost touch with all of them when they got sold off and got rid of when I left my home. But in recent years I have collected quite a lot more, and I want to show off at least, well, we're going to be showing off one. It's going to be the Decepticon Military Patrol, and for this I have recovered an old friend. For those of people who have followed me on YouTube from the start, you will remember this book. Now this was Elegant Mess's Ray, I Love Mess, whatever he calls himself today, Ray. This was his little baby, and a lot of people got in on the action and bought this thing from Amazon, I think, back in the day, and I had completely forgotten I got it. And so the other week when we were moving house, and I have it again. I have it. So it's basically what they call the Bible. It's not really a Bible. It's a few years old, so it probably is horrendously out of date. But I thought, sod it, I'm going to use it for Transformers reviews. So here are Micromaster Patrol. You can see on the camera if you want to pause it and stuff and have a bit of a look at the nice pictures. Although I don't know why, because you're going to be seeing them in a minute. Micromaster Patrol, it is the military patrol. Their function is frontline assault. Their motto is the ultimate force is the force of destruction. They are the bullies of the battlefield. They learn to fight while terrifying the steel streets of Cybertron, as merciful and cold as solid ice. Feared by their Autobot enemies for their fierce and unrelenting attacks, and often circle their target, blasting it again and again until nothing but ashes remain. Each firmly convinced he should be the leader of the patrol, often takes potshots at one another out of spite. Constant bickering and refusal to work together make it impossible for them to complete a mission. So you wonder why they're kept around, really, but never mind. Yeah, it says here if you want to buy them online, $15 to $20. If they're off card, mint on card, $35 to $40. You're going to be paying a lot more than that for these guys. For some reason, for the last few years, Micromasters seems to have sort of disappeared from Transformers consciousness, which is a bit odd and a bit strange, but that's it. I suppose there's sort of, there must be a terminal velocity of Transformers and a saturation point, if you will, and maybe they reached theirs and everybody's got them now and they don't want to give them up, so the ones that are out there are horrendously expensive. But I do have them, I do want to have a quick look at them, so let's have a look at the Micromaster Military Patrol. And here we are with the Decepticon Military Patrol. You have, in this order, you have Bombshock, Dropshot, Growl and Tracer. And obviously there is a military theme running through them. They are pretty much real world military vehicles as you would have expected to see in the late 80s, early 90s. Obviously there was a tendency with late 80s, early 90s Transformers to be outlandish and out of this world, but the Micromasters actually, even the weird and wonderful ones, tended to say kind of weird, modern world, normal world, rather than be completely outlandish. But let's have a look at each of them in turn. Now, like I said, the Micromasters are much maligned for being simple and having simple transformations. But I think the Micromasters actually made a virtue of this rather than be rubbish for it. I think they sort of owned it, and I think that's what you've got to do when you're sort of this size of pocket money toy. But here we have Bombshock, who transforms quite obviously into a tank. Now he does have slight GoBot syndrome, but that's fine. Like I say, he's tiny, but the amount of sculpted detail on this guy is actually really cool. I mean, if you actually look at the sculpted detail, sculpted detail on there, there is actually quite a lot, and it's quite nice. He's even got track on his treads there, which I think is great, and he's got a really nice gun barrel for the tank, which goes up and down like so, and his turret turns around. How cool is that for a little Micromaster toy? It's really, really cool. Now, Bombshock is the grizzled old leader of the Decepticon Military Patrol. He's seen it all, done it all, probably twice, and bought the t-shirts, even though it had to be a huge one because he's a massive robot. Actually, no, he's not a massive robot, really, is he? He's sort of human-sized, but there we go. He's still big for a robot. And yeah, he's seen it and done it all, and any of the tricks his team tried to pull on him, where they're trying to mask their own incompetencies or trying to depose him as leader, he knows them all. Really, really cool little robot, this. Really cool transformation. As usual with Micromasters, it is a case of undoing his legs, like so, and putting his chest piece down, and there you have Bombshock. He has got little hands, look at his little dinky hands, and a really good sculpted face, if my thing will ever get in there. You can see his little face. It's a shame they only painted them one colour, but it's really cool the fact that you can see it anyway. He's got a massive screw hole there, but that's cool. We'll forgive him that. We'll forgive him that. With regards to the turret, you can either have it up or down, but I prefer it up for some reason. I think it looks really cool when it's up. Never mind. We have next Drop Shot. Drop Shot is just blast it until it is no more. Keeps going, doesn't stop. Blasts something, goes on to the next thing, and so on and so forth. He doesn't really have a personality as such. He just likes to blast shit. Obviously he's trying to depose Bombshot, because they all are in the military patrol. But that's pretty much the extent of his personality. He likes hitting stuff and hurting stuff and killing things, and he's trying to depose his leader. So he is a Decepticon, basically. Really nice armoured personnel carrier, obviously, because he's so little. He's not got much paint, but he does have some nice sculpted detail. Again, the windows on the side there, and there's stuff on the front, and the little porthole there as well. His little gun does go around. There you go. His little guns do go around. His little laser blasters, shell launchers, whatever they are. So yeah, he's a little cool robot as well. Again, same transformation, because he's a Micromaster. Oddly enough, no GoBot syndrome with him. His face is covered up by his chest piece, which comes down, and again gives you a really, really nice little face when it comes into focus. There we go. Really nice stuff. And again, you can see his little fists on his arms there. There you go. Really cool, really cool. I like the colours as well. The green and the blue and the red, it goes really, really well. It's an odd combination, you know. But again, ooh, come on, focus. But again, really, really nice. Like Drop Shot a lot. We then go away from greens and blues and things, and we hit tan and black, because next up is Growl. Now, Growl does also say that he wants to depose Bombshot, but in reality he kind of doesn't, because he's much more of a follower than a leader. Just doesn't want to look like a twat in front of his mates. So he says, oh yes, I want to depose him too, just to sort of join in with the crowd. Again, turns into sort of this Humvee-esque vehicle there, which is really cool. And again, his little turret does go around there, but interesting enough, his turret comes off. He actually has a detachable weapon, which is really, really cool. Leaving behind the really nicely sculpted Humvee again. And like I say, black and tan, very, very strange. Again, his legs go down like that for the transformation. He does have GoBot syndrome, but again, he's got nice dinky little arms with the lovely detail on, and again, a nice little face. Well, I like it anyway, and like I say, his arms, gun goes into his arm there. Come on, there we go. And he looks really super cool. Liking that a lot, actually. I do like Growl. And lastly, we have a helicopter who looks okay in helicopter mode. He's his nice little Apache helicopter. This is Tracer. Tracer, again, wants to be the leader, so he's always trying to depose, but he does it a different way. He actually respects Bombshock, so Tracer would rather get him promoted up and out of the way rather than bump him off, which makes him a bit of an anomaly in the Decepticon ranks. And I think that's quite cool. So he's always trying to make Bombshock look good and say, oh, well, you know, if he did something, he's always trying to say, well, it wasn't me, it was Bombshock. Bombshock's the one who should take the credit because, you know, promote him. I want to be the leader, but promote him. So yeah, he transforms into this cool little Apache helicopter, and the rotors do go around, and he tends to go first and clear the lines before the other guys come in and mop up. So really, really cool. Again, his rotors do detach, and then his hips and legs come down like so. His rotor assembly goes up at the back there like a tail, and then his helicopter front comes down, revealing his face, which is a bit featureless but still pretty cool. And he's a bit of an odd fish where the look of him is concerned. He's a bit of an odd fish there, but I do you know what, ooh, dusty, I like him. I like Tracer a lot, actually. It's a bit different, and his arms are a bit weird. If they move, there you go. His arms are really super long, but actually look like arms rather than the others who are sort of melded into their body. And as with Growl, he's got a detachable weapon because his rotor then becomes a slashing weapon, which is, I think, pretty cool. So there you have them. I'll lay them down because you'll see them better. That's the team. That's the Decepticon Military Patrol team. They're really, really cool. I do recommend them. Like I say, if they weren't so horrendously expensive, and they do seem to have gotten more expensive over the years, Micromasters, and that is a bit of a shame. But I do recommend that you try and get hold of them. If you see them at a con, or if you see them in a jumble sale, or a car boot sale, or anything like that, please do try and get hold of them, because they're Micromasters, they're cool little bots. Generally, they'll only cost you a couple of quid if you find them second hand. It's just that eBay seems to have been really... You don't find them second-hand on eBay unless you have a look at lots. So do that, basically, would be my advice to you. And that is basically the end of the show. I will be back very soon, within a couple of days perhaps, I don't know, because I might have a movie review, because I saw Ant-Man the other day, which was really, really cool. In the meantime, I'd like to know what Micromasters you guys have. I'd like to know if you like Micromasters or remember Micromasters from back in the day. Rate and subscribe and comment. I'd like to know all your views. Until next time, bye-bye for now.